Hi, I'm Tom and welcome to Alley Picked, where I love to take cool old stuff and transform it into amazing old stuff. Like this transom that was installed in someone's home many years ago. Check this out. A transom window is a small window placed above a door or another window. It's decorative and functional for natural light and ventilation. This is a 20-inch wide transom window. I found it at an estate sale in the garden of a home in Chicago. It was just sitting in the dirt, rotting away. It's got two broken pieces near the edge. The closer to the edge that a piece of glass is broken means that it's going to be easier to repair. Now, if I didn't buy this for 40 bucks, it may have ended up going to the metal scrapper. They were asking 45, but I got 5 bucks knocked off. There's really two restorations going on here, one for the glass and another one for the metal frame. The first thing I need to do is separate the two. As I separate the two, I notice a chip in the glass on the bottom of the left corner. I'm going to need to replace that also. I'll clean both sides using a soft brush, dish soap, and water. Then I can really see what this looks like. Man, that looks way better already. For the frame, I plan to remove as much of the old paint as possible. I found that the side of my chisel acts as a good scraper. Scraping it got rid of about 80% of the paint. For some of the smaller, stubborn bits, I use my grinding wheel. I also use a wire wheel on a drill. I also use my orbital sander. When I was satisfied that I had most of the paint removed, I treated the metal using some OSPHO to neutralize the rust in preparation for painting. While the OSPHO was drying and doing its work, I started buffing the transom window locking lever. To my amazement, this gray and dirty piece of metal began to shine. It's made out of brass, and this looks fantastic. Wow, what a nice feature on this frame. Now it's time to get back to fixing the stained glass. The lead on the outside edge has really disintegrated. For the glass repairs, here's my plan. I'm going to replace these two pieces of glass with something similar but not exact. And then I'll take this piece and move it down to the bottom. I found a yellow piece of glass in my stock that's going to work out nicely. To remove the frame, I'm using a rotary tool with a metal cutoff wheel. In the groove of the lead came, there's a lot of old dried cement. They use this to seal the glass and make it airtight. I'll use the one good piece at the top as a pattern to make two more pieces out of a similar looking glass. Not an exact match to the other clear glass, but it's not going to matter as long as these two pieces at the top match each other. Now that I've replaced all of the broken glass, I'm going to put a new frame around it. Instead of lead, like the original, I'm using a U-channel zinc frame, which is much stiffer and stronger. When you're working with old lead, before you solder, it does need to be cleaned up so that the solder will have a good base to bond to. Sometimes when you cut out the old frame, you may end up with a gap. For this, I cut a small piece of lead and then drop it in the gap. On top of that, I brush on some flux gel, and once I solder over this, it's going to be unnoticeable. With the glass finished and cleaned, I turn my attention back to the frame where I use this high-tech spray booth to give the frame a few coats of a black gloss paint. When that dries, all that's left to do is to marry the glass and the frame. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this transom window just yet, so I'll tack the glass in place using a little clear caulk. Later I did go back and changed out the clear caulk for black caulk all the way around the frame. Now before the sun goes down, let's shine a little light on the subject. What was once a rusty piece of garbage is now a beautiful, fully restored transom stained glass window.